Hi fans of high quality entertainment. It's been quite a while since I've done a mystery CD review video, and so I thought I would do one tonight. And I usually have my CDs organized, but at the moment they're all over the place. So here we go. And I might, if I pick a CD that I've already talked about, I'll talk about it again. Maybe I'll think of something new to say. So I'll do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hopefully this is interesting. Oh my, this is interesting to talk about. And this is a band who at some point I want to do a top 10 song list for. They are definitely one of my favorite 80s new wave bands. Devo, and this is their second album, remastered. And it is called Duty Now for the Future. I sort of had a brain fart there. I forgot what it was called. And I loved their debut album. It's one of my favorite debut albums actually, and I'm going to be making a top 10 debut albums list again at some point soon. And so this follow-up was not a disappointment overall. I loved it. And my absolute favorite Devo song is on this, Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA. Probably, looking over the songs, their debut album, I think, is the better of the two. But I still really, really enjoyed this album when it came out. And I would give it out of, I guess I'll rate these two. I would give it out of 10. I'd give it a very strong 8. Now this band was huge in the late 60s and the first part of the 70s. They started out as a hard rock trio, and then later on they sort of, this is another video I want to do at some point, they sort of sold out. But I was a huge fan of Grand Funk Railroad for quite a few years. Up until the last album I bought of theirs was Shining On. I loved We're an American Band, which was kind of pretty commercial compared to their earlier albums. And with Shining On, of course, that they had their huge hit, The Locomotion, which I actually loved, but definitely going commercial. But Survival was the first Grand Funk album that I was disappointed in. It was the follow-up to Close to Home, and of course their live album, which I absolutely loved. And even now, these days, the only song I really love a lot on this is Gimme Shelter, their version of Gimme Shelter, which I actually kind of prefer more than the Rolling Stones one, which I do love, by the way. But other than that, it was a disappointing album. I would give it a, it's not horrible though, I mean, I do like it, but I didn't love it like I did other Grand Funk albums. I would give it a 6 out of 10. Now, some people have asked me about what they thought of this, what I thought of this album, and I believe I did reply, but I'll tell you all now. The Beatles Love. When I bought it, I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun listen. The production is incredible, but I haven't played it since I bought it. Then, I bought it, and for maybe the first month I played it a few times, and I haven't played it since. I would just prefer to listen to their original recordings instead of this. But still, it is a fun listen, and I might even listen to it again soon. 2 more to go. Do you know who this is? Do you? Do you? It's Creedence Clearwater Revival's second album. And this was the very first, of course, back in the day, I had it on vinyl. It was the very first Creedence Clearwater Revival album I ever owned. And I believe I got it at Christmas time along with the Beatles' Abbey Road. And I played this almost as much as Abbey Road. Born on the Bayou. Bayou Country is what it's called, by the way. Born on the Bayou. Love it. Bootleg. It took me a while when I first, as a kid, I didn't really care for that song, but now, of course, I love it. Now, Graveyard Train, it's got to be one of the most boring songs. It's just, I've never ever cared for it. Good Golly Miss Molly, great cover version of the Little Richard song. Pantos Popper's awesome. Proud Mary, I'm really, really tired of. But of course, it is a classic. And then, of course, one of my all-time favorite CCR songs and one of my all-time favorite rock songs, Keep On Chooglin', with some incredible guitar work by John Fogerty. I think he's really underrated as a guitarist. And one more. Odds and Sods. I bought the vinyl album when it came out years ago, and it had maybe 12, 13 songs on it, and now on this one it's got 23. And this is really enjoyable. I mean, some of the tracks. Postcard. Oh, I love that song, Postcard. Then, of course, there's Now I'm a Farmer, which is kind of weird, but, it's funny and different. I'm the Face, Glow Girl, Little Billy, Young Man Blues, the studio version. So it's really, really, it's excellent. And sorry, I didn't rate Bayou Country. I would give that a 9 out of 10. And this is highly entertaining. I love the liner notes, and Pete Townsend talks about all of the songs. It's remastered. I would give this well, there are a handful of songs that I'm not crazy about, but overall it is excellent. And I would give it an 8 out of 10. That's it. Leave some comments below on the CDs I just showed you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.